Welcome to Trial by Wine. We take a closer look at crimes that highlight how fascinating humans can be. Schmidty, Swanee and Clarkey visit crimes and run them through their jury of three, debating both sides of the case to agree an appropriate, if totally fictitious, sentence. Please be advised, Trial by Wine may include explicit or disturbing content and will include drunken rambling. Listener discretion is advised. All right, how are we?
Yes, fine and dandy. Lord, it's like a hard candy Christmas.
We're still processing the last episode because we're doing a back-to-back. And Swanee's just sent us some maps of how close she is to the scene of the crime, which is quite
We've traced the call and it's coming from inside your house.
Oh, God.
Stop it.
Oh.
But we have a funny thing with Uber, and sometimes it happens if we're at the front of the house, the back of the house, people sometimes will try and get into that lane. And we've had things go missing, and that's where it's happened, where, you, as I said, it doesn't run through. It's a narrow one-way system that becomes a set of stairs. So, you know, we have had people drive through and we've had things done, but it's not a through road. So depending on where I am in the house, it creates a problem at the front of the block or the back of the block kind of thing. So I could get even closer. I could probably get us down to about, honestly, 20 metres to the back of the block where it happened.
Jeepers. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so we are doing it back-to-back, but we still have with us our special guest, Reggie, whose incredible skill will not be used in this episode because I'm going to do this one. It's very silly.
Not her legal skill anyway. Maybe her comedic skills.
Maybe her comedic skills. That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
Perhaps.
Before we get there, though, I should introduce the rest of us. I'm Schmidty.
I'm Swanee.
And I'm Clarkey. And together we are
Trial
by
Wine. Yeah. And what are we drinking?
Well, I've turned up the notch. Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
Hey, calm down.
I know.
We're on to our third bottle of
Rosé from Helden.
Yeah.
You're on your third 750ml bottle of rosé. I'm on my third bottle, 275ml bottle of mango chutney.
I would like to make a point, because something that kind of bugs me about things that I see on social media where people are exploring sober, curious lifestyles. That is not me. To be very fair, I want it to be on the record. I'm definitely a binge drinker. So the way this whole sort of podcast thing works for me, it doesn't really work for me to drink a little bit and then have to go back to my timing. Yes, but I sometimes think people must be thinking, oh my God, what a bore she is. But
well, actually, in this day and age, I think
not sober curious.
Yeah, but I don't think alcoholism is actually a celebrated skill. I think you're actually, out of all of us, the moral high ground kind of gal. So it's
hardly.
fine.
That's not what I'm trying to
and look, one of us
you do have parent roles to play after the podcast.
That's right.
I guess there is
it's the timing of
whereas
it.
we just go to bed.
That's right.
I did see something funny today that I'll quickly find it in a minute, and it was a quote about kids and shutting up or something like that. And I thought, I know that you pair would really love it, and I'll find it right now. And it was just it just said, little kids, stop being so extra all the time. Fucking chill. And it was like from someone who had no kids, and it's quite sweet. So the person who I first see who likes it is a girlfriend of mine who I haven't spoken to in months, who has no children. So she's like totally up there going, yeah, little kids, stop being so extra all the time. Fucking chill.
I used to be a kid hater back in the day.
No.
They're okay.
Kids,
I tolerate
kids are
them
fine.
nowadays.
Kids are fine. Can't
Couldn't
eat
eat
a whole one. Yeah. Snap.
Still funny. Snack. Snack chocolate.
Snack. Ugh. I'm going to entertain you with a series of well-curated stories from the internet that I found. I was going to go down the path of, some meaty story, but then I found this first article where I'm going to say I'm coming out of the gate strong on this one.
Schmidty, by well-curated, do you mean batshit crazy?
Yes, I do. Yes. Effectively, yes.
Yay!
And I couldn't believe what I was finding, because we've talked about this before, where you Google certain keywords and you don't find anything much, and yet somehow through weird crime I found a series of rather good stories. Now this first one, the headline had me at hello, but I do want to call out that this was on Vice.com, and it's written by a man called Joel Golby, and I am quoting him word for word because I particularly like his writing style. I think he was very amusing. So here we go.
Okay, take it away, Joel.
Okay, so the headline that grabbed me, that is, not crabbed me. I don't know what crabbing me means. It doesn't sound good.
Get a cream for that.
Is exactly antibiotics. English police are on alert for vigilante action after someone had human shit smeared in their mouth at a New Year's Eve party.
Oh.
That is a lot. Someone...
I know. Did it accidentally happen?
Oh, no. Allow me to read on. And
Surely
the
there's a
funny thing is
suspect.
this comes... no, I don't think we actually catch this person, but...
How can someone put shit in your mouth and you not have a good suspect?
Well, my favourite part about it is that this comes from my old stomping ground in Somerset, where, as I've said before, it is the Wild West. Yes.
Oh, gosh.
And
a
unfortunately,
tall blonde woman was last seen leaving the scene at a rapid pace.
Well, this was actually first written in 2015.
Yelling,
and so I wasn't
eat shit,
there.
motherfuckers.
I've got an alibi. I've got an alibi.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
So originally this article appeared on Vice UK. In an incident that makes staying in and watching Jules Holland repeatedly say the words boogie woogie sound fun, police in Somerset are investigating an incident in which a New Year's Eve partygoer was stripped, shaved, thrown in a pond, and there's not really any good way to say this, so let's just kick into it, had shit rubbed in their mouths. Human shit. The worst of all the shits.
How do you know?
This is what he's written. I'm just reading what Joel's written.
How does he know? Is he like a...
I think he's right.
Shitologist?
Does this remind you of a book that you perhaps bought my older son about a mole pooing on someone's head? Does that ring a bell?
The story of the little mole who knew it was none of his business.
I remember that.
That's it.
Yes.
Yes.
Such a good book.
We're having New Year's Eve at Reggie's house this year.
Woohoo!
And I'll be fucked if any of this is going on that night.
This is
Can we-
shit put in someone's mouth.
Yeah, put into a pond and fed shit. Ugh.
After being shaved.
We better make sure we tell those friends, those Kiwi friends, because that
To be
sounds
on
what
their best
they would do.
behaviour.
Was it a Kiwi in the UK who did it?
Well, I don't believe we do know who it is. So, as the Wells Journal reports, now you guys may or may not recall, Wells is only about 20 minutes from my home in Frome. So this is very local.
Oh, I thought it was a journal.
So
Well, the journal is, but it's from Wells, which
Right,
is
I
their
thought
name.
you said
Right.
well to start with. Wells.
No, Wells Journal. Police are investigating the shit in mouth incident after a video of the event did the rounds on social media.
A video of it?
Because it turns out the Minority Report was wrong, and the only form of crime reporting in the future will be via misguided tweets rather than a psychic having a premonition in the bath. Quick walkthrough of the video.
Oh.
A victim passes out at a house party, and their head is partially shaved, and they're stripped naked. Classic unimaginative move. Then someone rubs human shit in their mouths, and a group coordinate to pick them up and throw them, still naked and shit-mouthed, into a garden pond, actions that pass right through banter and straight into vile.
I can't. Did someone die?
No.
Well,
No, they
Thing
just wish
about
they
rubbing
had.
your shit.
oh, this is awful.
I like
it's really
this.
upsetting me.
Well, just try and see the levity in it.
Hang
right?
on, you normally like a good poo smearing incident.
I
What's
know.
going on
I don't know.
here?
It's upsetting me.
It's the mouth connection that's not okay.
It must be that. I'm having some fecal meltdown. I can't go.
I struggle from shit in mouth disease. Foot in mouth. Fuck.
It's just vile. Keep going.
It is indeed. Thing about rubbing your shit into someone else's mouth is you're still the scrubber in all this, aren't you? You can't mock someone who got shit rubbed in their mouth if it was your shit that you rubbed in their mouth. There was a kid at our school who used to pick up dried old dog turds, desiccated by the summer heat, and throw them at lads in younger years before laughing at them for having turd particles on their coats. There's no logic in a man who is willing to pick up a shit to make a point.
You don't
Come on,
see that
shit
anymore, though.
chucker.
Do you remember all the white dog poos that used to be like
I
fossilised
do
around
see
there?
them.
Do you?
I do. I have
Yeah.
We don't
seen
really-
white
Oh,
poo.
do you?
We
No.
don't have that. People
We
would
don't
pick
even
up
have
their
them
dog
on the
poo.
farm.
Mostly people
No.
pick them up.
But I don't see those white ones, I remember.
There are some people, and I will say this, in Sunbury who don't pick up their dog shit.
Oh.
And worse yet, there are those who put their dog shit in a nice little bag
And
and
leave
then
that out.
leave it for someone else to
That's
pick up.
disgusting too.
Or worse yet, hang it off a picket. And whoever you are down at Stewart's Lane Dog Park, I'm talking to you.
Oh.
Anyway, going on. So as he says, there's no logic in a man who's willing to pick up a shit to make a point. There's no arguing with them. They just want to watch the world burn while shunning antibacterial gel. Avon and Somerset Police Inspector Mark Nicholson told the paper, "We are aware of the incident through social media and would like to encourage anyone who witnessed it to come forward. All right, me lover."
I mean, someone's got it on video.
Someone's shared it, yeah. Antisocial
Someone's
behaviour
seen
is
it.
treated
Have you watched it, Schmidty?
seriously. No, I haven't. And anyone who wishes to come forward to talk to us about the incident is welcome to contact us.
Antisocial behaviour.
Well, it's pretty antisocial,
I mean,
isn't it?
that's like, it's like that's the extreme of antisocial. You know, you can just say, fuck if I
is
don't want to talk. That's
revolting, isn't it?
antisocial.
It's disgusting.
We've discussed this with the gorillas at the zoo. Like, oh, hang on a minute, mate. You're really drunk and really passed out. I just need to crap in my hand so I can wipe it in your mouth. Like,
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
no.
I can't crap on command. It's pretty impressive.
And no one saw that?
Oh, someone filmed it, so they must have seen it. Weirder, though, he has added that the force was monitoring social media threats to find the shit rubbers and presumably rub shit into their mouths in retaliation.
When he says the force,
The police force. Vigilante action
Not
will not be
Yoda.
tolerated. No. And any incidents will be treated seriously, Nicholson warned. Does this mean Somerset will soon turn into some Gotham City-esque crime hotspot where gangs of vigilantes go around pinning each other down and rubbing shit in each other's mouths? If people are willing to put a balaclava on and take to the streets rubbing shit in people's mouths willy-nilly as some vague form of retaliation, then maybe it's best we don't have the death penalty in this country. Anyway, goes without saying, but next time you're at a party and someone passes out, don't rub one of your shits in their mouth. Just draw a dick on their forehead with a permanent marker or something like that.
but that's unimaginative.
Yeah, I know, but he's really not keen on the shit rubbing. I like this because it's in italics and it says, if you live in Somerset and you know who rubbed the shit in someone's mouth on New Year's Eve, then you can call Crime Stoppers anonymously on 0800 555 1111. Similarly, if one of your mates has a newly shaved head and 1,000-yard stare, maybe buy them a pint and be nice to them.
Oh.
So we actually could use Reggie's skills, her legal skills in this. If
She
this
just had
did
to sit
happen,
up.
which it obviously did, what would the crime be?
It's an assault.
Is it?
Yeah.
Assault.
Us salt?
Clearly an assault.
And there would also be, wouldn't there be something about the sharing of that assault? You know what I mean? If you did, or is that more in a?
I don't think that that's actually an offence.
Sounds like
Okay.
a shit crime to me.
I think it's only from a sexual point of view that then becomes an offence.
Oh, okay.
Oh right, okay, fair enough. I
So,
But he was stripped naked.
If you were wiping your shit on someone's testicles or other
Yeah,
areas,
but this person was stripped naked whilst they're unconscious, so obviously without their consent.
yeah, I think that could be.
So-
I know what you meant. It's just,
Oh.
It's a bit grey, yeah.
oh yes, that's
And thrown in a
offence.
pond.
Was the wiping
Attempted-
in the
an
mouth an
offence.
accident?
Well, the sharing
No.
of it is an
No.
offence.
yeah, that's what I thought as well, because
Yeah.
I know that they spend a lot of time, the kids at school, telling them about this idea of
Don't
You know,
send
sharing
dick
what you change
pics.
yeah.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say that?
There couldn't have been a Betty Crocker defence like
Oh.
that one we did earlier where I
Oh,
thought it
God.
was chocolate frosting.
To your point about a gorilla shitting in their own hand, how could you think that was chocolate frosting if you shat in your own hand?
Meth will do all kinds of weird things to people. Like, what if it was and he was having a
I think this is just
meth
alcohol. This
incident
one.
and thinking he's sharing the frosting with everyone?
Maybe. Anyway, that will once this person is found, and that might be their defence, but I doubt it. Here's my second article by Joel Golby, because I do enjoy his editorial style. Police baffled by tweed jacket gang attack in Edinburgh.
That's just Peaky Blinders.
Either time travellers or angry hipsters beat the shit out of some guy in the Cowgate area of the city. And again, this article originally appeared on Vice UK. A 33-year-old man was attacked in Edinburgh over the weekend by a gang dressed in tweed, brogues, shirts and jackets in what experts are calling the first recorded instance of a man being beaten up by a group of time travellers. As the Scotsman reports, police are appealing for witnesses who may have been there while the incident took place in the Cowgate area of the city during what the Scottish call the wee hours of Sunday morning. There is currently no evidence of DeLorean scorch marks or any residue from a powerful crystal that the time travellers grasped as they were spirited rapidly back to the Victorian time from which they came. But that could honestly just be because the police aren't looking hard enough. And you'll enjoy this. Here's what Detective Sergeant Neil Stowart had to say about it all. This appears to have been an unprovoked assault, which left the victim needing hospital treatment. We're appealing for anyone who was in the area of the Cowgate around 2:30 a.m. on Sunday morning. That's Sunday, March 18, 2015, on the current timeline that we're on when this was written, and who saw this altercation take place. The victim was attacked unprovoked from behind, but did manage to get a glimpse of their attackers and their curious get-ups before they sprinted away. As a result, police are appealing to anyone who was out in the city on Saturday night and noticed a group of lads not wearing football shirts or to come forward with information. The group of suspects have been described as wearing distinctive tweed jackets, and so we hope this description will assist in jogging people's memories, particularly if they have any information on which pub or bar they were in beforehand. I can think of 3 theories to explain the attack. An aforementioned group of raging time travellers furious about the death of Prince Albert decided to leap forward in time by 154 years and go out on the Raj, experiencing the delights of our modern kebabs and deep-fried food before going back to Victorian times to look at a pocket watch and die. Some of those hipsters you hear about went postal when the nearby Black Bull ran out of small batch microbrew and decided to kick the shit out of someone. A university rugby team decided to have a posh C words theme night and finish the evening in the traditional manner of a university rugby club. That is, by running through an innocent bystander before going home to bray about all the tops they've ever had in their life. Anyway, police are still looking for leads, and seeing as the victim was taken to Edinburgh Royal Infirmary with facial injuries and a fractured arm, it's not grassing to call them with information. Contact Police Scotland on 101 or Crime Stoppers on 0800 555 111 if you know anything about men from a distant past coming to the future to beat our innocent citizens about the face, arm and face again. Now, here's my next one, and this is the original
You have
story
to pay attention
from...
to this one.
Yes, you do. Original story from 2019, and then there's an update to it.
Oh,
all right, you ready?
Eye. Yeah. Born
Pervert.
Ready. You ready, Swanee?
The first word was pervert. You've got my attention. Proceed.
Well, love a good pervert story.
Oh, God, my kids are still banging on about that first episode we ever did about the cheese pervert.
That's the second one.
Oh, yeah.
They always bring it up. The kids talk
Swiss
about
cheese
it all
pervert.
the time. Swiss
Well,
cheese.
Yeah, whack
Can't
off with
help it
a
if the man...
block of
Is it
cheddar.
the Edam cheese?
Yeah.
Nothing better.
Yes,
cheese
Swiss
pervert.
cheese.
Yeah.
Swiss cheese.
Swiss cheese works best if you slice it and wrap it around. Holy cheese whacking Batman.
Okay.
Right. Pervert.
Faked disability, then became visibly aroused when carer changed his
offended already.
diaper.
When carer, was it change his diaper?
Thank you.
That's
I'll do
a
it
lot
again.
too.
Pervert faked
disability.
disability, then became visibly aroused when carer changed his diaper.
But what was his disability?
What was his
We will get to
disability?
it.
Yeah.
You can still have an erection with a disability, potentially, I guess.
Does this link back to the first story? I've got a shitty diaper that I can just wipe in your mouth.
No, he doesn't wipe it in anyone's mouth. So this article's by Jimmy McCloskey, and it was published. Oh, I've done it again. I can't find where it came from. I'm very sorry.
2019.
Do you know where it was set? Was it set in Scotland, hopefully?
No, this is New Orleans.
McCloskey,
Louisiana.
yes.
Can you do it with a Scottish accent?
Oh.
First,
Or a Nolan
2019, November.
Can you do it in the voice of Matthew McConaughey? We like that.
Oh.
Oh.
Hang on a minute. I need to plug back in.
The best I can do for him is all right,
All right.
which is really not very good. Rutledge Diaz IV reportedly
I mean, this is ridiculous already.
Rutledge Diaz IV reportedly pretended to be disabled, then grew aroused when a young woman hired to care for him changed his diaper at his home in New Orleans, Louisiana. Rutledge Diaz IV, known as Rory, posted an ad on an app, Urban Sitter, claiming he needed a carer to look after his disabled 18-year-old brother, which is what is alleged. A 20-year-old college student agreed to the tasks with Diaz from New Orleans, telling her Corey, that's the 18-year-old brother, needed to be handled with tough toddler gloves. He also told the woman that Corey needed potty training and help with a car booster seat. But police told NOLA.com that Corey was actually Rory, with the unsuspecting babysitter caring for him 10 times.
Hang on.
What?
Corey was actually Rory?
Rutledge calls himself Rory, because Rutledge is not really a cool name. And
Okay, he
And
calls
he
himself
needs
Rory,
someone
okay?
to look after
And
his
he
brother Corey.
is 18-year-old disabled brother Corey.
Yeah.
That's right. Who, whatever his disability is, he obviously needs to wear diapers, and he needs help with potty training and a car booster seat.
I mean, that's just incontinence. That's not a disability.
Well, like if he can't.
Oh, this shit story's
move around and
funny.
stuff.
What?
Swanee is wetting herself. I'm not quite sure why, but anyway. I haven't got to the good bit yet. So this woman.
What are you laughing at? Though? No.
That woman, was she Ukrainian or Russian? And she was the daughter, and she tried to
The doll?
bear it.
Natalia,
Yeah,
yes.
little girl.
She was back in
That came up.
last week. I know last week it was in the press again.
Yeah, so there's a new documentary out about her, which apparently proves that she was a child.
A child.
Yeah,
She was a
She was
child.
stubbing out her durries and not neck and back vodkas.
I said in that episode she's a child. This is disgusting behaviour.
Oh,
Anyway,
you're
just
a
went to Canada,
child.
wasn't it?
That was fucking
God,
hilarious.
you just had to look
She was
at her photos.
terrorising them.
She wasn't. She just wasn't what they wanted. This poor girl, this 20-year-old college student, helps him out, takes the job, looks after him at least 10 times. Now, Rory denies being a pervert and says he dressed like a baby to bring him back to a happy time during his childhood. Diaz, who claims to be a web developer with $2,500 a month trust fund, reportedly became erect and sucked on a pacifier while having his soiled diaper changed.
Gosh, I'm glad it was a pacifier.
Oh. The carer grew suspicious about him and his allegedly seedy
Oh,
behaviour.
no shit.
She became further alarmed when the man who hired her...
No shit, not like the first story.
Correct. No, there's shit in the diaper, yeah. She became further alarmed when the man who hired her refused to meet her and instead paid her through Apple Pay or cash-sharing app Venmo. The woman looked up Diaz's publicly visible payment history on Venmo and saw a profile with the name Rory Diaz featuring a photo of the man she knew as Corey. She reported the alleged deception to Urban Sitter, who closed Diaz's account down. The woman also called police, who discovered the phone number linked to the account was used by Diaz and that he had disguised it. After being arrested, Diaz denied deriving sexual pleasure from the encounters. He claimed to have suffered childhood trauma and said being treated as a baby brought him back to a time and place when he was at peace. He's believed to have hired at least 3 other carers, with Louisiana State Police expecting to discover other potential victims. Orleans Parish District Attorney Michael Henn condemned Diaz's alleged crime, saying, "This guy preys on people who have the compassion and patience to care for disabled individuals. This is harrowing. I've never read anything like this before." He's been charged with 10 counts of human trafficking and sexual battery, and he faces over 100 years in prison if convicted on all counts. And here we go. You'll like this, Clarkie. The suspect also faces charges after cops found crystal meth and a glass pipe.
No shit, mate. Every shit story involves meth, I reckon.
Well, it was funny because the thing of everything that bothered me was like, did he have to soil himself before she changed the nappy? If he just went and he had a clean diaper, I think I would have been,
less
repulsed.
More okay with it. Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, so you really had to mess in your nappy before you had it changed to really get off. That is gross.
Meth is a shit drug.
What is it, Schmidty?
No.
What is it?
I'm working out how to...
Something shiny.
No, I'm trying to work out how to turn Stuart and Colin off because they're
the celebrations.
Shits.
Yeah, you too. Right, you've been warned.
It's hard enough to read a story without all that carry on.
Oh!
Here's an update on our mate Rory. So, this is from the Daily Mail Australia.
We need one.
Louisiana man, 31, given 5 years probation for faking physical and mental disabilities to get female caregivers to change his soiled diapers for his sexual arousal, is busted for doing it again and sent to jail.
What?
Oh, my God.
So now he's actually been sent to jail after he violated his parole by tricking women into changing his soiled diapers again. Good old Rory Diaz, the fourth, was on probation for 5 years after he posed as an 18-year-old mentally and physically disabled man named Corey to trick women. Part of his plea agreement, he was ordered to maintain employment, attend Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, undergo internet addiction counselling,
Methaholics Anonymous,
stay off social media, and complete...
I think that's offensive to alcoholics.
And complete 400 hours of community service.
I'm offended by that.
You should be. I've not seen you shit in your diapers and ask for it to be changed.
I'm high functioning.
Although the women he victimised agreed to this arrangement, one who spoke publicly doubted the treatment would change him. Hopefully he follows through with that, she said. I don't believe that he will because 5 years is a long time. I hope he can make himself better. She was right. On December the 23rd, Louisiana State Police launched an investigation after learning of a text message in which Diaz again pretended to be an adult with special needs, telling a victim he was engaged in alternative therapy and offering to pay her to change his diapers.
Oh.
So the next is an excerpt from the Louisiana State Police news release.
Can I stop you, Schmidty? I just want to do a quick recap. So I've got...
I love your recaps.
Poo teeth.
Shit in mouth
That's
disease.
the first one.
Yeah.
Poo teeth.
Yeah.
Right.
Poo smile. Yeah, poo teeth. Then...
Tweed dress gang beating up some poor guy.
Yeah,
Rugby
there's no
team.
poo.
No poo
No poo in that one.
No poo.
And then we go to
That's a
Rory
poo-less
Diaz,
crime.
the fourth.
Rory Diaz,
and
the
then Rory
fourth.
Diaz,
That's
the
right.
fourth is our third
Again
crime.
and again and again.
Yeah.
Thing.
Shit in
And they're
nappies.
soiled, so it may either is maybe he's just pissed in them,
I
but
know.
I'm going to hazard a guess that there's more to it than that. So this comes from the Louisiana State Police. It's a Troop B news release that they put out on the 23rd of December 2021. Jefferson Parish. In November of 2019, detectives from the Special Victims Unit, dun-dun,
Mariska Hargitay.
began a human trafficking investigation which led to the arrest of 31-year-old Rutledge Diaz IV.
Oh, we're back on him again.
This is him. Yeah, this
What?
is the police. This is the report from the police.
Human trafficking.
Yeah, and I think it's human
Jeepers.
trafficking because he's getting these people to do things under false pretenses. Reggie, I'm not
I'm
100%
struggling
sure
with that.
why.
I don't see how we get from shitty diapers to human trafficking.
Are you going to tell us why I don't get
I
that
do
either?
think it's to do with the fact that he's paying people to do things under completely false pretenses.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Across sphincter borders.
On December the 20th, 2021, detectives began a second investigation after learning about this text message, the alternative therapy thing. As part of an ongoing investigation,
detectives learned Diaz attempted to recruit the victim to solicit other babysitters to care for him, while he again posed as a younger man with special needs. That's the human trafficking, is it?
That's, yeah, absolutely.
What? Is it? How
Yeah,
so?
it is.
Because he's soliciting other people to do, or no, getting someone to solicit other
that's
people to
right.
do it. So as a result of the investigation,
Human trafficking is the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harbouring, or receipt of people through force, fraud, or deception.
There you go.
With the aim of exploiting them for profit.
There you go.
There you
Well,
go.
his profit is to get off, but yeah.
Well, I don't think that's profit.
I think that's a form of profit.
Well, yeah. It's not a money profit.
I don't see it.
He's profiting from it.
Recruitment at best. I'm giving
But recruitment of
Under fraudulent
people.
of people to change his nappies.
under fraudulent terms, because he's saying I'm a disabled person, so it's completely
That's
fraudulent.
a bullshit charge.
don't know.
I'd
Yeah,
let
we
him
would
off
be
with
fighting
that.
it 100%.
I'd let him off with that. Innocent.
You wouldn't let him off.
Fucking, he's a shitty nappy changing asshole who pretends to be fucking disabled. I don't like him at all, but he's not a human trafficker.
Maybe he's got a mental health defence.
Don't care. He's not a human trafficker.
He was arrested at his
A
Matari
meth health
home
defence.
on the December 23rd, was sent to jail in lieu of $200,000 bail for human trafficking and attempted human trafficking charges. He'll also be charged with 5 counts of parole violation. Pretending to be Corey, he sent text messages to the woman saying he needed to be potty trained, needed his diaper changed, and required a booster seat. This is the original thing. Became aroused and then would suck on a pacifier while she changed him.
I can't even get a cleaning lady to turn up. What the fuck? Honestly, I'm not even joking.
And that's pretty much all there is about
Maybe
it.
you need to pretend you've got a mental
like you
health
didn't spell it
problem
out, right?
and
Good one,
you need
Rory.
her to
Yeah.
clean your diapers as well
Like
as
you
your
didn't
floors.
spell it out.
That's pretty much Rory. So, yeah, he's a bit of a pervert, as they say.
Wow, top bloke.
Is there a photo? Can I Google his photo?
Well, no.
Oh, yeah, you can
He
Google
said he
him.
wasn't a pervert.
Would I Google Rory
Rutledge,
or Rutledge?
Diaz,
Rutledge.
spelled D-E-A-S.
Rutledge. Just
Rutledge.
Are we Googling?
Google shitty nappy
Rutledge.
pervert. I'm sure
we
it'll come
Googling?
up.
Oh my
Yeah, he's gross, isn't
god.
he?
D-E-A.
He looks familiar for some reason. I don't know.
Oh, no, he looks quite normal. No one would suspect him of having an issue.
Definitely.
Oh,
Well, that's a little bit awesome.
it's
I'm surprised they didn't do it for free.
my last one for you.
That's going to be hard to beat.
This
I'll be
comes
honest.
from
I wish you luck.
HuffPost.com.
God, Swanee, I really need to rely on your notes now because I'm rose'd out.
My notes are they're a little bit over the shop, but yes.
I feel like we've only got one suspect and they're guilty of all of the things that Schmidty's told us.
We didn't have a name in the first crime.
No,
did
we
We
don't
didn't
know
have
who the
anybody. It
shit
just-
rubber
no.
was. We just know
Yeah,
that it was a shit
no.
rubber.
Was it like Ipana? Brusha. I can just imagine it
The
was jam.
girl with
Greece.
you upon.
Yeah, yeah.
Brush, brush, brush. Brush, brush, brush.
That's it.
Gregory Matthew Bruni, naked intruder, pooped and masturbated in Tony Land's Florida home.
Meth.
Sub
Straight up meth.
Yeah, I reckon
No
you're
one
right.
poops. No one poops like these people. What?
And I will say that about what's the guy from Perth when he was doing all these crimes. That was pre-method. He wasn't adding a little poo
True,
like
true.
sort of
Pooper
to each
in,
crime.
no.
There's no additional sort of prize that he leaves.
No Mr.
Could you-
Hanky's running around.
Oh, you might have to call this episode Mr. Christmas. Is
Mr.
that what, Mr. Hanky the
Mr.
Christmas
Hanky.
poo?
Christmas
Yeah,
poo.
Christmas
thank
poo.
you, the Christmas
I
poo.
love you. You love me.
Schmidty, what was his name? Could you repeat
Gregory
that?
Matthew Bruni,
Gregory
Bruni.
Matthew.
No, the
What?
subtitle for this article is Rough Day for Alleged Violent Naked Pooping Masturbator.
No.
And this is by Hilary Hansen.
I mean, at least they use the word alleged. Excellent media coverage.
Oh, I'd like to know what I would like to know if I'm
What was rough?
What
was
what
a
is rough for
day
him?
bit?
What's a rough day for someone who does that?
I was thinking the same thing. What?
Constipation? I don't know.
Now,
I
this
mean, what is
story
it?
reminds me
Yeah,
of
couldn't
the
get it out. Couldn't get it up and couldn't get it out.
same Florida story.
Neither
That
end
is a
was
rough
working.
day.
It was a mess. That is a rough day.
Poor Schmidty's like, come on.
I've chewed 6 Viagra's and 84 constipation tablets and it's still not working.
Too much Actilax.
Sorry, Schmidty.
This reminds me a bit, this one of, it was, I think, your Florida stories that you did years ago, Swanee, but it wasn't the guy in the school with the stapler and the chocolate frosting.
Yeah.
Oh, in the house.
It was the other guy. Dog? No, the guy with his bits and pieces on someone's shoulder. It reminds me of that one. So, and you called him Busy Boy or something because he had 51 charges against him or something. Huge. Yeah.
He went nuts. He went into
a bazaar
up on someone's shoulders and testicled.
Yeah, and didn't he have like throwing stars and?
That was fairly standard.
And he testicled the seat in the car that he stole.
And then he went up and went to kiss the woman, the old lady, and then he tried to hit her with a brick.
Yes, and she concreted.
It was just ridiculous. Anyway, this one reminds me a bit of that, although it's not quite as disturbing. In Florida, there are violent people.
I mean, that was a given.
Naked people, poopers and masturbators, but rarely as one man, the total package.
Not all together.
He is the total package.
It's the fabulous four in one person.
When Tony and LaDonna Land discovered naked carnival worker Gregory Matthew Bruni on their roof, the night had just begun.
Triple threat.
Bruni?
Oh, he's on their roof.
Carnival worker. Was he short?
I know, right? Carny folk.
Are we allowed to talk about
He's not
folk?
short. He just works in a carnival.
Oh, man, how can we not?
Is he a juggler?
No, I don't know. They just mentioned, they just say he's a
Ringleader.
carnival worker. So
Ring leader.
Carney.
Carney.
We just call him Carney.
Bruni, 21,
Leads with his ring.
allegedly assaulted Tony Land, trashed the couple's North Fort Myers home, and then defecated and masturbated inside the house. WTSP reports.
I mean, that's got to be meth.
I tell you, this is why I set the alarm. This is why I set the alarm, because I don't want this on my watch. I would not. I
Not
would not handle
defecating
that.
and masturbating.
Yeah,
No.
I can stay on my roof and do it. Oh God.
The Lands told police.
What happened to the good old days when people would just jerk off at your window? Why do they have to come in and shit?
Or just steal your underpants
While
and
they're
work
doing
in
it.
them.
Meth.
Oh, meth, right?
Meth.
The Lands told police they were in their bedroom around 7 p.m. Monday when they heard a noise that sounded like thunder, according to Fox 4 Now. Tony went
He's trying to
outside
squeeze it
and he
out.
says he saw Bruni on top of the roof completely naked. Bruni allegedly jumped down on top of Land, ABC7 reported, then knocked him over by hitting him in the shoulder. The Lands say Bruni ran into the house, pulled a big screen TV off the wall and spilled the contents of a vacuum onto the floor.
Meth.
Around this time, La Donna grabbed a gun and began firing at the nude intruder.
Oh,
Is that the
What?
wife?
God.
And he's dodging like the fucking Matrix.
She missed and the couple called 911. I don't know who the hell he is. He's naked and he ran into my damn house, Tony can be heard saying on the recording. The Lands told authorities that after shots were fired, Bruni began whacking the mole in their living room before heading into their son's bedroom to rub some clothing on his face.
Sorry, was that after shits were fired or after shots were fired?
After shots were fired.
Just want to make sure.
After shots were fired, yeah.
Was the whacking the mole like a euphemism for
That's it.
okay.
100%.
I think it means...
I was just checking.
Well,
Yes,
Five knuckle shuffle.
He was a carny, so, you know, I think that might be a carnival reference. You know, whack-a-mole's a game. You know, like when you go to the carnival and do the
whack-a-mole is
clowns and
absolutely
you...
a
Oh, I'm familiar with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
When deputies arrived, they attempted to control Bruni, who they say was wildly flailing around and speaking nonsensically. They also discovered that Bruni had defecated on the floor in 2 spots within the home. At some point during the ruckus, investigators say Bruni sucked up the contents of the vacuum and then spat it back out. Bruni was taken into custody and transported to a hospital for evaluation, where doctors reportedly told deputies they planned to conduct tests to determine what Bruni was on. Bruni's been charged with criminal mischief, battery, occupied burglary, and resisting arrest without violence. And then they have a little recap that says, recapping the allegations against him, got naked, climbed onto the Land's roof, attacked Tony Land by jumping on him and hitting his shoulder, ran into the Land's house, knocked down a TV and spilled the contents of a vacuum on the floor, dodged bullets by LaDonna Land. Now, I don't see how that's an allegation against him. He's just trying to not get killed. Masturbated in the living room, rubbed clothes on his face in the Land Sun room, defecated on the floor in 2 places, and then drank the contents of the vacuum. And that, my friends, is my series of well-curated curiosities of crime.
Well done.
What's that thing called where people? It's like urban gym kind of thing
Yes.
where they jump off roofs
parkour.
and slide down.
Parkour.
Pole.
Parkour.
Parkour. Is he a parkour expert? How do you get from the roof into the house and do the TV shit and dodge bullets? And
It's
stuff?
insane, isn't it?
It's got to be parkour.
It does sound like when you read out the list of things at the end, it sounded so sort of inconsequential. It's like, oh, what do you mean? You know,
Yeah,
I don't know. Read
I
that.
agree.
He was on a roof and then he rubbed some clothes on his face.
Look,
and you know, you might
might say he fell
but
off
the,
the
but
roof.
the
Fell out
actual
while he wasn't
crazy.
looking.
But imagine the craziness of it all when it was going down. It would be just carnage. It'd be terrifying.
Well, they say
Oh my
that
God.
he attacked. They
Carnage.
attacked Tony. He attacked Tony Land by jumping on him and hitting his shoulder. Maybe he just fell off the roof on Tony Land, and then he ran into the house.
Naked.
Well, I mean,
Nah, he's parkour.
It's funny because the one who sounds crazy in like that last paragraph was actually, was it LaDonna?
LaDonna.
What was her name?
Oh,
LaDonna.
LaDonna.
Oh, because she's
Madonna.
there with the gun.
boom. And then
But-
I read
no,
in another article that then Mr. Land is like, not the handgun, get me the shotgun. And then he gets the shotgun and he's
Oh.
like, don't you move, you bastard. You know, and he's, you know, it's all very, as you say, very full on.
That'd be
Is this a
crazy.
film clip
No, but it's
to like a song?
it could be. It could
Oh.
be.
Minus the poo.
Minus the poo. Well, there you go. So 3 out of 4 ain't bad for poos, hey? And I wasn't even looking for poo crimes. I wasn't.
Well, your search history tells another story, I think.
I didn't look for poo crimes. Or did I, actually? No, I didn't.
Crimes. Venomous.
Yeah. All right. So, sentencing?
I'm going to sentence meth. I'm not sure what to, but
We don't know that
Meth
Rutledge
has a
was doing
lot
meth.
to
Oh, no, he
answer
did. He did
for.
get caught. He did.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
he's
I
shocking.
agree,
And
I
the comment about people who actually are quite happy to work with disabled people, like, you know, they do incredible work. And to be disrespected
Absolutely.
by just some perv, you know, it's bad. It is very bad.
he said he wasn't a pervert, and so I did have to Google a definition of a pervert, which
Who
one of
said he
them
wasn't
is
a pervert?
Rory.
Rory.
Rutledge.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you'd believe anything he said.
So the noun definition of pervert is a person whose sexual behaviour is regarded as abnormal and unacceptable. So I'm not sure whether he's saying it wasn't sexual behaviour or it wasn't regarded as abnormal.
I think that's what he's
or
saying,
it wasn't
abnormal.
regarded as unacceptable.
You all get your rocks off by having your nappy changed after you shat it.
I think he ticked all boxes.
I think all he said was that
don't know.
he did it because it took him back to a time in his life which was, you know, peaceful and I suppose
When he used to get erections in nappies.
babies get erections. Get
And-
over it. You know, that bit isn't.
Get
That isn't the
over it.
weird bit. I mean, an adult who's not disabled pretending to be disabled, he could have literally just advertised to say, I like to dress in a diaper and shit in it and have someone come and change it for me. It reminds me when I'm young and I get off on it. And someone somewhere would have said, me too, I'm happy to do that. Or I like to feel like a mother.
He's a predatory pervert.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Let me help you.
But so the point is, I'm not kink shaming his kink. I'm saying that, to your point, Clarkey, that it's the fraud that is the major issue. He's done this without the other people being consenting. You know, like it's not about it.
But that's what makes him a pervert
That's right.
too, right? It's abnormal
That's what makes him
and
creepy.
unacceptable.
That's what
If
makes
he
him
was
creepy.
in his safe little world
Yeah.
and everyone liked diapers and changing shitty nappies while the other person got erect, whatever, that's kink. If you're doing it to people who are absolutely not consenting and don't expect any of that and pretending that you're disabled, that's fucking pervert. He's a predator. He's meth head. He's a shit bloke.
He's a shit bloke, yeah.
Ugh.
All I can say with any of these people is I'd like to give them a taste of their own medicine.
Oh, go on then. What's that look
That
like?
is it. That is
shit
it.
mouth, shit mouth, shit mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, you gone vigilante like the first thing.
And they'd like get off on it, wouldn't they? To be honest, I think I've gone into the
that's the
wrong
problem.
territory. Oh gosh,
Exactly.
I mucked that up.
Yeah, that's the problem.
No, I'd like him to go to McDonald's, one of his victims be working there, and so he goes there thinking he's going to have a nice little
Cheeseburger.
snack at Macca's.
Turd.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's going to be a
McTurd.
shit burger.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. A double McTurd.
McNuggets, literally.
And he's going to bite into it and go, yeah. Exactly, yes.
No, it's a soft serve
Yeah, I
cone
think he
thing
just
at the end.
needs-
You're going
What
to
do they
be
call
turning
them?
my
The flurry
stomach.
or-
McSunday.
Yeah, they do one of those at the end.
You're turning my stomach or you're turning? Rehab's probably a good start. I want to know, so when they sentence people to crimes and they go to jail and they go, well, they've done their time and hopefully
Yeah.
they'll be rehabilitated. I mean, does that even work for people who like to pretend they're disabled, shit in diapers and get people to change them because
I
it
wouldn't have
turns them
thought so.
on? Because I don't see any connection between the crime
Well,
and jail time rehabilitating.
no.
them.
Well, that's what community corrections orders are all about.
What would the community corrections?
But that's
order
why
be?
he was sent to Alcoholics Anonymous, and he had 400 hours of this thing
But
and
he
that
wasn't
thing.
an alcoholic. He was a meth head.
I
But
think he
not
was.
only that, it's all about addressing the issues that result in the commission of the offences in the first place. So
Alcohol,
meth addiction,
not proven.
meth addiction,
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that.
okay, and sexual addictions.
Being an asshole, pretending you're disabled.
It's a sexual addiction.
That.
Oh, it's just a
So
means to
you-
get
you-
them to
he needs-
be
he
part of
needs
it.
psych
yeah.
treatment.
Yeah, he does.
So when they gave him Alcoholics Anonymous, and what was the other thing they gave him that wasn't?
There was 400 hours of, was it community service?
What's that even do?
Well,
Takes up his time so he can't keep doing it again.
No, the community service sometimes relates to doing unpaid community work and sometimes relates to doing therapeutic intervention. So,
Shouldn't he be changing shitty nappies or
well, maybe that's part of what they decide to do. Except I'm sure they would.
what would you sentence him to?
as his lawyer or
No, as a member of the public.
It's a member of the jury, our jury.
If you happened to have a different career, which was a carer, and you turned up to look after someone and they were doing that sort of shit, what would you sentence him to?
actually not community work?
Yeah, that's not. I don't see how
What
that would.
then?
I'd send him to jail.
What if instead of having a diaper, we just give him a colostomy bag and a what's the thing? for the wee?
A
Stoma.
frontal
Oh,
lobotomy.
yes,
A stoma.
colostomy.
And so he doesn't ever need his diaper
I like the
changed, and he can
colostomy
just
bag.
empty his own bags. How's that?
But he'll say he's disabled and he'll need someone to change his.
No, he's got
bag.
hands. He can do it
I
himself.
think he needs. No, he needs like a frontal lobotomy. It's got to be a bit harsher.
No. I
'Cause
think
it's
having
such an unnecessary crime.
having your poo in bags and your wee in bags is bad enough. That's enough, thanks.
Oh, and maybe a tattoo on his forehead
Says,
that
"I'm not
says,
disabled."
FTW.
I
but
am not
put in the
fucking
wrong way.
disabled. I'm a sexual pervert.
That's very.
Would you like to change my nappies?
That's a lot of
Just
lettering
put
on his
don't
forehead.
change my
Still get
nappy for
someone.
me.
I know it's a small.
Oh,
it's
here,
a small
look.
tattoo.
And here
It's a poo bag.
is the poo
I have
bag.
no issue with.
Poo bag.
I have absolutely no issue with him having people come and change his nappies, and he gets off on that as long as it's consenting and they know that's what they're there for. Any other sentences? This is what happens when we do back-to-backs, and certain people have drunk a lot of rosé. Yeah, now they're arguing about which one of them I'm talking to. Yeah. All right. Well, I think we might leave it there because Swanee's getting very uncomfortable as to the direction that was going in. Suffice to say, there are a lot of shitheads in this episode. And what did you want to call it? Mr. Haney, the Christmas poo episode.
It is,
Maybe
it's like
we
a
will.
Christmas
Yeah.
gift.
Ha
And if you're not red flagged by your search history after that,
Don't know what we'll do it. Hey. All right. Well, thanks very much, guys. I know that was silly, but
did.
hope you enjoyed it. And as we say every week,
Ciao.
miss you already. Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Thanks for listening to Trial by Wine. You can contact us at trialbywine@gmail.com. Please rate, review and subscribe to Trial by Wine on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. If you'd like to support us, you can become a patron at www.patreon.com, Trial by Wine, or visit our website www.trialbywine.com to donate to us. Your support will help us cover many more cases and apply wacky sentences. We really appreciate you listening and hope you tell everyone about us. Our cover art is by John Christo and music is by Beauchamp from pixabay.com.